Hello, I'm Bernie Hayes. Today's guest is the mayor of Dellwood, Missouri, Reggie Jones, and we'll be back in just a moment after this. Welcome back. All over Facebook, all over Instagram, all over YouTube, I've seen these wonderful parades, these wonderful things from Juneteenth from the city of Dellwood, Reggie Jones. And I got him here to ask him about this wonderful thing that happened. Reggie Jones, welcome.
Good morning, Bernie. Good to be here again, as always.
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you.
You know, that parade, tell us about that wonderful, I thought it was the Annie Malone parade.
Yeah, well,
parade you had in Dellwood.
We didn't have the Annie Malone parade this year, so
Right.
we kind of made up for that.
You certainly did. Tell us about it.
Yeah, we had this is our 5th annual Juneteenth celebration.
Mm-hmm.
We do it in conjunction with Bridge the Gap Foundation. Twyla Lee is the founder of that, of the organization. We work closely together in planning this event yearly. We kind of started it early, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so part of the event is a parade, and this year we were kind of real lucky, and I'm saying lucky, blessed, to have the former champ, Evander Holyfield, was our grand marshal.
Yes.
You know, he came in town from Atlanta. Actually, Evander does have a second home here in St. Louis. A lot of people doesn't know that. His wife is from St. Louis. Mm-hmm. And so he's here quite a bit, and he works with our boxing program a lot at our Dellwood Rec Center. So we have a relationship through that program. And yeah, for him to come down to be the grand marshal and then had all the other participants that were there. We had dancers, we had cheerleading squad. Riverview Gardens marching band was outstanding. And we had a lot of community support, a lot of elected officials, people who are running for offices coming up, and people who are in offices, schnooks and different people. And so I was very impressed with the attendance and the people that participated. It was well received, and I'm looking forward to next year already.
You know, it's just amazing, Mayor Jones, that you do so much and do so many things and still keep it fresh.
Yeah.
I've asked you this before, but I need to ask you this again, so perhaps those who didn't hear it. Why do you do this, Reggie Jones?
Well, I do this because this is what I feel I was put on this earth to do. I think I think we all have a purpose here, and I think my purpose is to help individuals and help people, help families. Celebrating 30 years this year at the Boys and Girls Club, which I've helped thousands of young folks, become productive citizens and their families with different situations. So that just really ties right into the mayor position as far as helping the community and being there for the community and doing things for them. So it's just hand in hand. I've been doing this so long that it's like second nature.
Sure.
And I feel that when you're in these positions, I think if you're an elected official, you're failing if you do not help individuals. I mean, anyone can hold these positions. So the fact that you're there, you have to get something done for the people. And if you're not doing that, then you shouldn't be there. And so if we have the power and the position to make things happen, it's very important to me that we, deliver for the people.
Tell me about this new rec center that you opened.
The Dellwood Rec Center?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's been there since 1975.
But you remodeled it, right?
Remodeled it.
Sure.
We got
It's a new rec center.
We received the grant from the St. Louis Park Foundation, St. Louis County Park Foundation. Received about $350,000. We put about $150,000 more with that, and so with that we did a $500,000 renovation to our rec center. And it's just been outstanding with the basketball, the walking track, the fitness center. Pickleball, which is really big these days, all ages now. And so that has really been a catalyst on West Florissant. The traffic that has come in there. We put a skating rink outside about 5 years ago, and really has a lot of tremendous traffic. So it goes back to my philosophy of doing things for the community and having things in place for the community with little to no charge. And I think sometimes, when you have these fees and things, it kind of limits people's participation.
Sure.
And so I've learned that I've tried to, have programs and projects that people can take advantage of with limited resources they have to use. And so with that, that's how we have so much participation in the programs and events that we have.
The new rec center, the remodeled rec center in Dellwood, is that modeled more or less after the Boys and Girls Club that you?
It's really not. It's just not. It's just a, when I first became mayor, it was an old soccer arena. And, and back then, the demographics back there kind of warranted, having soccer. I mean, let's be honest with you. And so as demographics changed, and I remember when I moved in Dellwood back a while back, about 15 years ago, and I went to the rec center and I realized that this was not a rec center for their community. I mean, it was there for a small portion of the community to take advantage of. And so once I became mayor, I really start putting things in motion to make sure that at some point we change this rec center to reflect the demographics that we serve.
Sure. More black folks came in.
Yeah, absolutely. And so with that, we know the basketball is popular and things of that sort. All people like to have a walking track where you can come inside and walk any race and any color. And the pickleball is really it's a multicultural situation now. We have people that come as far as Baldwin and Edwardsville to come and play on our pickleball courts, as well as people in our own community. So we've done a good job of not just singling, one demographic, but making it available to where all folks can come. We built the skating rink. We have a lot of youth and a lot of adults too, because St. Louis is a big skating city. If you didn't know that,
sure, I did know
skating is big in St. Louis.
Yeah.
And so I had no idea when I built that during when COVID was going on. That was built, and man, that draws a lot of families and all generations in there. So there's just a lot of family-oriented community type feeling, and I got most of that kind of philosophy working in the Boys and Girls Club for so long.
But as mayor too, Mayor Jones, you've done so much for the community, especially economically, I noticed that you and Reverend Larry Rice are very good friends, and he's an advocate for the homeless.
Yes.
And I noticed that you've also been an advocate for the homeless.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Yes, I believe in serving the least of these, and that's my philosophy each and every day, because I'm blessed to be doing pretty decent in my life, and my family is doing pretty well. And so again, in my position, I think we have to do things that help those individuals who need help. I mean, there's a lot of people out here who are hurting, but not because of faults of their own, just circumstances in their life have caused them to have fallen hard times. And so I always do, when a tornado situation happened down in the city, I spent a lot of time down there.
I saw you.
Did a collection in Dellwood where we took a lot of items down on Kings Highway and had a great giveaway. And people were asking me, why are you down here, Mayor? This is not Dellwood, it's not North County. I said, yeah, but we could be next. And so I feel like, we should be helping those folks because it could be Dellwood next week where there's a tornado hit, and I'm going to need community to come and help me. And so I really got a satisfaction of going out there and really helping folks and talking to a lot of folks who were impressed that, they have some county folks down there. But again, that goes back to my philosophy of being there for people and helping whoever needs help.
And that philosophy apparently rose out of your faith.
Oh, absolutely. I'm a staunch member of New Sunny Mount Baptist Church, where I serve as deacon. There under the leadership of Pastor Brandon Blake, joined under the leadership of Reverend Dr. Donald Hunter.
Yeah.
And so that had a strong spiritual mom, and and my father, who was very strong and had good integrity. And so all that together kind of molds me as a person. I've just been blessed to have the kind of background and family and people to support me to make me who the person I am today.
Do you realize how many people love you, Mayor Jones? I mean, really respect you and admire you. I mean, it's unbelievable.
I do, and it's real humbling because I'm not a person. People think I have a big personality, which I understand that, but I really am uncomfortable with praise, things of that sort, because I'm not doing it for that. I just really enjoy doing it. But when you do get honored and recognized, actually doing interviews, it's a humbling situation. And I just realized how blessed I am to be in this situation. And so I'm not going to take this situation lightly. And I'm always every day thinking of new ideas and new ways to help people. Because it's not me, because even as a mayor, I get paid very little for a salary. Most people understand that. They think these mayors and these municipalities make a lot of money. We don't, other than the Florissant mayor. who makes a pretty good salary. We don't make a lot of money, and that's why I continue to work at the Boys and Girls Club. Okay. So I'm not doing it for money. I'm doing it because I'm in a position to help people, and I think I do a good job of doing that.
You do. We're at the New Life Evangelistic Center, 2428 Woodson Road in Overland, Missouri. 63114, in case you want to come by and drop off perhaps something that homeless and those in need. And we'll be back with Mayor Reggie Jones of the city of Dellwood after this.
Since 1972, New Life Evangelistic Center has been on the front lines, reaching out, helping the hurting, the homeless, the fatherless, the widowed throughout mid-America. Yes, although it's had its roots in St. Louis, it now has expanded throughout mid-America into India and Africa, Haiti, and other places around the world. Oh, what a history New Life Evangelistic Center has. And we have many of these history books available to you, and they're right there on Amazon. And if we can help you get one of those, you contact us at 314-421-3020. But in addition to all that, we want to share a lot of that history with you right here as we take a look at how the work began and how the Lord has taken us throughout the years and the miracles that we have seen, all because of caring people like you. You're part of the history of the New Life Evangelistic Center. And we're believing that 2025 is the year that the center is going to become alive and seeing the Lord do exceedingly beyond we can even ask or think. We're on the verge of miracles. Yes, New Life Evangelistic Center has a rich history, but there's much more yet to come. And that's why I'm inviting you to familiarize yourself with the history of the past and be a part of the miracles of the present. Yes, let the Lord God Almighty work in you and through you. Let Him do exceedingly beyond what you can ask or think. He's got a purpose for you. And we want you to be able to live out that purpose as you get directly involved in the history of New Life Evangelistic Center and what the Lord is doing now.
Behind me is the New Life Evangelistic Center administrative offices in Overland, Missouri. And this is where we shoot our shows for our worship shows and the Here's Help Network. It's also where Zakid Baruti and Bernie Hayes shoot their shows. You can find all of these shows at the New Life Evangelistic Center app, the NLEC TV app. You can also access them on your tablet or on your computer. And this is how you can stay up to date with all the things that New Life Evangelistic Center is doing. There are so many different programs that we've got going on, and God is doing many exciting things through partners like you. So if you want to support the work that New Life is doing, then please access and give through the app. You can go online at nlecstl.org or give us a call at 314-421-3020. Again, 314-421-3020. But this is the best way to get plugged into the amazing work that New Life is doing through people like you. And so there is something for you to get involved in today. And we are so thankful for our partners. Only through the grace of God and your gift are we able to bless others today.
Welcome back. My guest is the mayor of the city of Dellwood, Missouri, Reggie Jones. Mayor Jones, Bob Dimler, producer and editor and everything else here at New Life, asked the question, is the new rec center free to the public?
No, it's not free. There's membership that you have to obtain. There's a fee. There's a non-resident membership cost, which is very cheap. I think it's like $70 a year.
It's very affordable.
Yeah, very affordable. There's a residential membership cost, which is like $25 a year. So I believe in keeping prices and fees down so people can come. It doesn't make any sense if you have something real nice and people can't afford to come. You want people in your building taking up the space and participating. And so we have set the prices in a sense to where it's affordable, not just for Dellwood residents, but for people outside the community. Because I believe when you have a facility like that, it's just not just for Dellwood folks. I'm a North County kind of thinking person.
Right.
And so most of the times when I'm putting things together and putting ideas together, yes, I'm thinking about Dellwood, obviously, because those are the people, taxpayers who put me in office every year, every 2 years. But I'm also thinking about how can this program, or whatever I'm doing, benefit the North County in whole.
Now you associate with the Boys Club, Boys and Girls Club, and also the rec center at Dellwood. You're quite an athlete yourself, Reggie.
Yeah, I was a baseball player. Man, I was a heck of a baseball player, actually. First baseman, very good hitter. My dad actually is in the St. Louis Amateur Baseball Hall of Fame.
Wow.
He was a great player, played in the Tanny League for many years.
What's his name?
Frank Jones.
Frank Jones.
Yeah, he passed in 2011. But so baseball, all my uncles and everybody, it's big in our family. We weren't football players or basketball players, but we grew up loving baseball, going to Cardinal games. Dad taking us sitting in the bleachers all the time. I'm a big Cardinal fan, and so I keep up with all sports, but baseball is my favorite. Yeah.
Okay. You mentioned a lot of things that you do. Name some of the programs that you've instituted for the residents of Dellwood.
Oh man, we have so many programs. We do one of the big things that I've focused on, and my late mom always told me. She said, "Reggie, take care of your seniors." And man, we have so many programs for the seniors. We have a thing where we shovel their snow in the wintertime, no charge. All they have to do is call and say, "Hey, we need a show snow." If it snows over 2 inches, and then we will take care of that for them. Because a lot of those seniors, their kids are in other communities. Some of their children live out of town. They don't have the support, that others may have. And so we do that. We trim trees for seniors. We have home improvement grants that we provided. There's so many things that we do. And then for the youth, right now we have a summer camp that's going on right now in the rec center where we have over 75 youth, mainly Dellwood youth that are there. We're going to start an after-school. We're going to start back an after-school program for our youth in the Dellwood. So there's just so many things that we do. We're always looking to grow and see what we can create and provide. And we also, and it's good to have a mayor who has a pulse on the community. I think sometimes elected officials operate in their own bubble, and once you have a pulse on your community, you kind of know what they want and what's needed, and you guide your policies and your ideas that way, and you won't go wrong.
What's your proximity to Ferguson?
Oh, from me to you, that's the proximity. Yeah. We border Ferguson all around. Ferguson probably borders 75% of Dellwood, and I have a good working relationship with their administration, Mayor Reggie Jones, and right now we're currently working on a grant together to redo, re-beautify, revamp West Florissant. It's a $25 million project that we received from the federal government, Department of Transportation under the administration of President Joe Biden at the time. And we're finalizing that project, and that's in conjunction with the city of Ferguson. And so, although Ferguson is our neighbors, we also, we work closely together. There's some things that we have to communicate together on, because even though we're different municipalities, we're still bonded. The Michael Brown unrest really brought us as one, because that affected my city as well. Everything that was going on in Ferguson spilled over into Dellwood. Sure. And so ever since then, we've found ways to work together to help better that area and that community.
You also make other municipalities meetings. You do, you not? You attend some of their meetings?
I attend some. I tend not to try to get involved in the political parts of these municipalities, but I do also serve as the committee man for my area, which means my township covers Dellwood, Ferguson, Berkeley, and Kinloch. And so I recently just attended a meeting actually in Kinloch last week. And so I am in touch with those communities, not just through my committeemanship, but just through working with colleagues, and I'm very close with most of the mayors, in my community in North County. We work together very well. We meet, sometimes and talk often. Good friend of mine and Bellefonte Neighbors, who just took over, Reverend Elder James Thomas, is a good man. Who I suggest you may have on your show one day, because he's newly placed there, but he's doing well. I'm kind of working with him to kind of help guide him, a little bit, and give him my advice, what I can give. And so, we have a good tight knit, and we kind of, I know people always try to do this better together, and these projects coming up, but people don't know we're already working together. We do a lot of things behind the scenes. It's maybe not publicly announced on TV, but mayors, we kind of meet and talk and help each other out all the time. It's nothing new.
The tornado that hit St. Louis recently, what made you, I know about your faith, and I know that you're here to serve, but was there a moment in time that you said, well, I got to go help these people, or was it just automatic?
Well, it was automatic because, we were hit back, when I first got elected in 2013, we were hit by the Good Friday tornadoes. It was one of the first things I had to deal with. I think I got elected, sworn in, and then the next week, here come the tornadoes.
Trial by fire, right?
Yeah. And then Charlie Dooley, who was the county executive at the time, he was very helpful and came out and toured the city with me and was trying to help folks. And so I remember that. I remember when we had the Ferguson unrest, how it was just an unsettling situation. Not that it's not the same situation, but I remember that. And so when that happened, and I'm born and raised in North St. Louis. I'm born and raised in Waldron Park area. And so they hit home because those folks that were affected over there, some folks that I knew. There were some folks who were families from Boys and Girls Club. These are folks who I've been, knowing coming up through the years and things of that sort. So I felt that it was definitely, I had to help out in the best way possible. And that's the good thing about it. There are a lot of people who are doing things their own way. I mean, you have people just setting up corners, giving out food, just impromptu situations. And that was so good to see how the community just came together without any direction or any, just on their own. People who would never help other folks out. And I saw them like, man, it's, young folks down there passing out potato chips and water. And, so it was, I was down at least 5 or 6 times and it was just a great feeling to be able to know that we're helping people. And those people needed help. I mean, and I was glad I could be there for them.
Mayor Reggie Jones of the city of Dellwood is my guest. We're at the New Life Evangelistic Center, 2428 Woodson Road in Overland, Missouri. Reverend Larry Rice has been providing services for those in need for more than 53 years, and we need your help and support. Back with Reggie Jones after this.
The beauty of God's creation is all around us, but we're so much on the move that we don't even stop to smell the flowers. Just move, 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 quick, quick, quick. Let's stop in the middle of creation. Let's begin to see the wildflowers that are bursting forth that we don't even notice. Let's breathe the fresh air. Let's behold the wonders of God's work. Let's begin to relax and do what Jesus said, that we cast all our cares before Him because He cares for us. And we see His cares for all of creation all around us. We don't need to worry. Let's learn from the birds. Let's behold the beauty of the flowers. And let's let the power and love of Christ flow in us at this moment as we take a nature prescription and move in the middle of God's creation at this moment. Call upon the Lord in the day of trouble. He'll hear you. He'll deliver you. Go outside. Spend time outside and experience the healing power that's available to each and every one of us through God, the great creator of heaven and earth.
Today's Black History subject are the Tuskegee Airmen, a group of African American and Caribbean-born military pilots who fought in World War II. They formed the 332nd Fighter Group and the 477th Bombardment Group of the United States Army Air Force. The name also applies to navigators, bombardiers, mechanics, instructors, crew chiefs, nurses, cooks, and other support personnel. All black military pilots were educated at Tuskegee University, formerly Tuskegee Institute, located near Tuskegee, Alabama. The group included 5 Haitians from the Haitian Air Force and 1 pilot from Trinidad. It also included Hispanic or Latino airmen born in the Dominican Republic. They are best known for their extraordinary efforts in the World War II and for challenging the stereotypes that had kept black Americans from serving as pilots in the United States Armed Forces. The 99th Pursuit Squadron and the 332nd Fighter Group were the first black flying group that deployed to Italy in early 1944, the Tuskegee Airmen.
Hear this, you who trample the needy and do away with the poor of the land. Let justice roll on like a river, righteousness like a never-failing stream. You trample on the poor and force him to give you grain. Therefore, though you have built stone mansions, you will not live in them. Though you have planted lush vineyards, you will not drink their wine. For I know how many are your offenses and how great your sins. You oppress the righteous and take bribes, and you deprive the poor of justice in the courts.
Welcome back. I'm Bernie Hayes. My guest is the mayor of Dellwood, Missouri, Reggie Jones. Reggie, again, people see you and know where you are. They think Ferguson again. Yeah. Ferguson, Missouri, because you're also so closely related to that area. There's so many things that you want to talk about. Tell us how to reach you.
Oh, well, one thing about me, I'm probably one of the most reachable and accessible mayors in St. Louis County. My cell phone is 314-503-2070. And
Say that again one time.
314-503-2070.
And you have a website?
And my website is cityofdellwoodmo.com. I do answer my phone.
Yeah, I know that.
Okay. I get constant calls from residents and texts, and they can tell you I respond, and and so I'm very accessible. And I think when you sign up for these seats and stuff, a part of it is being accessible to your people and to the community. So
anything that I didn't ask you that you want to talk about?
Yeah, I want to talk about this Juneteenth celebration again. Just going back to that about the things. I mean, there were several Juneteenth celebrations across the St. Louis area, and I think what made ours stand out a little bit is that it was an all-day event from 12 to 9. I mean, we had so many different components of Juneteenth. Yeah. We had a walking museum. We had a superintendent's forum, where we had a superintendent from Riverview Gardens and a superintendent from Jennings talking about the educational situation in our area. We had a kids zone, which a lot of activities for our kids to enjoy. We had a live concert later that evening with R&B superstar Selena Johnson, who graced us. We had fireworks at the end of the night. We had pony rides. I mean, we just had something. We had over 75 vendors who were selling items and selling things. So, and providing information. Some folks were just there providing information. So we had a variety of activities. I think that's what Juneteenth is about. It's not just a party or the line dancing. It's about bringing the community together, educating what Juneteenth is about, and we had no incidences. We had thousands of folks there with no incidents where police were needed. And sometimes, unfortunately, it's hard to do these days to have that many people gathering without any problems. But I think people respect Dellwood and respect what we're doing. And when they came there, everybody came with a loving atmosphere and loving feeling, and it just spilled over. So we're just so excited and looking forward to next year and to keep growing and making it bigger and better in that area.
Do the young people know who Evander Holyfield is?
I think a lot of them did because they know Mike Tyson about the ear biting incident, Okay. And with TikTok stuff now, people who we think they don't know, a lot of stuff gets reinvented on TikTok and things of that sort. So a lot of young folks kind of learn that way about people who we think they don't know. Yeah. And so we're coming down to parade route. A lot of people call him champ and know exactly who he was.
Yeah, I know the adults know exactly who he was.
Oh, absolutely. Everybody, everybody knows Evander Holyfield. And Evander's a good man. He grew up in a Boys and Girls Club as well, and down in Georgia. And we had some good conversations. He's also another person who believes in the community because he didn't have to come here. He came here. I didn't pay him to come. He just came on his own and to participate. And he just likes to help folks, and he has a big heart for kids as well.
My last question is, where did you get that jacket?
Oh, can't tell you. You might want to get one, Bernie. People who don't know me, I have a trademark, and my trademark is my blazers. I'm a blazer lover. Like some women love purses and shoes, I love to find blazers and different blazers that maybe someone else is not wearing, and this is my little trademark. That's my little way of, my little guilty pleasure is buying blazers. So this one I think was purchased at K&G Fashion.
Well, that's beautiful.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Reggie Jones. Thank you so much.
Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure with you too, sir.
Thank you so much.
And thank each and every one of you for supporting the New Life Evangelistic Center. We're 2428 Woodson Road in Overland, Missouri. Reverend Larry Rice, more than 53 years, one of those in need, right here. I'm Bernie Hayes. Have a great day. Until next time.